So you just mentioned something about big data. That was actually my next question. We talked
Mhm.
today about big data. All the big companies are, we have a big data analytics platform, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah, whatever you want to say to that. But do we have too much data? Are we collecting too much data and just don't have the wherewithal to do something with it? And this is a fairly controversial question. So feel free to just blow me up on it.
I don't think we have too much data. I don't think there's anything as too much data. So personally, when I was in middle school, one of my teachers always had this saying, "Knowledge is power," right? And it was kind of something I always loved. So knowledge is power. The more you know, kind of the more power you have to do things about it. And that's how I feel about data. Data is kind of knowledge, and knowledge is power, right? Data will, well, we say data will never lie. I think data, if it's interpreted correctly, will never lie. There are definitely a lot of ways that you can misinterpret data to make it lie. Um, but the more data you have, the more I think power you have as an organization. And you, just because you have the data doesn't mean you need to use it all. And if you collect a certain data set for a year that you found you never used, you looked through it, you analyzed it, and you really had no business value for it, then great, stop collecting it. But I'm never going to say that there's too much data in the world, because I think all of it has some use case to someone, even if it's not directly for your business or directly the question that you're trying to answer. So yeah, data is power in my mind, and I don't think there's anything that's too much.
That's awesome. I've once heard a follow up to the knowledge is power. It was knowledge
Mm-hmm.
is power, but without responsibility, it's tyrannical.
Yeah. And I
So,
think that that's kind of what we talk about, data never lies. Well, it depends. If you're using an inaccurate statistical method to analyze the data, then it's going to lie. Now, it's going to lie because of how you're analyzing it. So, the data itself isn't lying, but the way that you're looking at it, the method that you're using to analyze it is. And that's something that you have to be really careful about. And another reason that I'm really an advocate for bringing data first people into cybersecurity, because when you try to train a cybersecurity professional to be a data analyst, they might use things like standard risk matrices or qualitative analysis that can lead to inaccurate statistical judgments or methods that give you the wrong story of the data.